What's going on, guys? In today's video, I am going to be explaining why Call of Duty going back to 4v4 is a good thing for not only the competitors, but the viewers as well. But first, there is something I wanted to bring up to you guys. I appreciate all the love I've been getting, man, on the content. I've been having a blast with it. But when I looked back at my analytics, I realized that 85% of you that are watching my videos aren't subscribed. So if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on, do whatever you have to do. I would greatly appreciate it so you guys can keep up to date with me, the new videos I'm releasing. It would mean a lot to me. So Call of Duty tweeted today, dropped the absolute bombshell that Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, was reverting back to 4v4 instead of 5v5. Huge news. And it's great. Those are the steps that they need to take to get competitive Call of Duty where it needs to be. 5v5, guys, was just honestly not it. I'm sure most of you who have been watching probably couldn't even understand what was going on as a casual viewer these past 2 years in these competitive matches. The first thing that I want to talk about are how it affects the spawns. So it doesn't even really matter how good of a Call of Duty you make and how good of a spawn system you make. When you have 2 extra players on the map, it just creates chaos. It makes everything erratic, and there's a lot of inconsistencies that come with it. And what I mean by that is when you add 2 extra players on the map, spawns can get very funky real quick. The emergency spawns that they have, the spawn influences that the game has tend to go a little crazy because that 5th player on each team might be just in a certain radius that is affecting the spawn. And that causes chaos, not only for the players, for the pro, excuse me, and that causes chaos. Not only for the viewers, but trust me, the pro players as well. So going back to 4v4, it should make it easier on the developers to really fine tweak their spawn algorithms and the spawn systems, which is huge. You want a methodical game, okay? You don't want just whatever team can go straight brute force at you as a team to win the game. That's nothing against any of the teams. I mean, hell, my 100T team last year, we had a pretty good understanding of the game. But we realized that majority of the time, it's just the best to literally push one lane with 4 or 5 people. That's not what you want. It's honestly just a custom. So I think it's going to help out the spawns a lot. It's going to improve the gameplay. So that's a good thing. That's a positive. Another thing that I think 4v4 helps with is the maps. And I know most of you guys might be looking at me like, well, what does 4v4 or 5v5 have to do with the maps? When these developers, guys, are making the maps, right? The last 2 years especially, they know that it's going to be 5v5. So they're trying to add more lines of sight, more lanes, more complex lanes, so where you can have those extra people on the map be useful. You know, in their heads, I'm sure they don't want all 10 players on the map hitting one lane and being just in a giant cluster. So they're adding these more complex maps, more ways to get around the maps, okay, more lines of sight, and all it does is add clutter. And in my opinion, makes the games more random, which, if you guys haven't guessed, is not competitive. So with going back to 4v4, I hope that they're able to make the simpler maps that they used to do. 3 lanes, okay? I don't want doors. I don't want different routes, verticality. You don't need all that, especially if it's a boots on the ground game. You just need it to be simple and effective. And the last thing that I think Call of Duty going back to 4v4 is going to help, it's going to help the consistency of the top level teams. I really do think 5v5 just creates a lot of randomness. And I know that you guys could probably look back and see FaZe, you know, was consistent this year in Dallas and, you know, whatnot. And those types of teams are excluded. I just mean, you saw how many different winners there were this year. Yeah, you could say all those teams are, you know, top teams, and that happens. But I think going back to 4v4, the standout teams are really going to stand out again. There's not going to be 6 different winners in a year. Just because the results you're going to get from the impact of 4v4 go far beyond just the spawns and just the maps. It just goes back to the roots of Call of Duty, of competitive Call of Duty, and that's what they need. All in all, though, everything is basically good going back to 4v4. There's only one downfall that I see to it. And from what I've heard and seen on Twitter, which at this point in time is only rumors, it is the league is not expanding this year. So they will be staying with 12 teams going into Cold War. Now, unfortunately, since you do cut it down from 5v5 to 4v4, that means that there are 12 starters on each team right now that are instantly off the team. And on top of that, really talented, really good players that are currently on the bench. To name a few, you have Dashy, you have Gunless, you have yours truly, and the list goes on. But so it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes up the team aspect and see, you know, where players go. But I think at the end of the day, it's for the greater good. And I'm sure they're going to expand the league in the future. But for Cold War, it might, you know, make roster mania a little hectic, a little crazy. But I know you guys all love roster mania, so it should be fun, man. I'm excited that Call of Duty is going back to 4v4, and I can't wait to get my hands on the game and see what it's all about. That's it for me. Those are my thoughts on why going back to 4v4 is a good idea. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments below, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, let me know what videos you guys want to see from me in the future, and I'll do my best to make it happen. But I'm out. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all later.